Candice Berndt, welcome to Surfing Stuff. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today. How's it going, man?
Good, thanks, Carl. Thanks for having me, and awesome to catch up over the surfing community and let's chat about it and see where we go.
No, sure. Yes, it's so lucky to have you on here. Do you know that you're the first lady that we've had on the show? So we've broken the ice, so to speak, and it's so lucky to get a woman's perspective on surfing and what they've done. You know what I mean? So, having said that, Candice, where did the whole surfing thing begin with you? Let's just start with that. How did surfing come about for you?
Sure. Well, we lived in Umdloti, so I was like literally 6-7 years old, and I just loved the ocean. I think I spent more time under the water than on top. So yeah, my cousins had boards, so I just started learning on these boards that were around the house, and going down to the beach and surfing on them, taught myself really. And then I learned on a moray bodyboard actually. So yeah, I learned to stand up. My cousin used to take us down to North Beach. They were plenty back those years. I think I was about 8.
Okay.
And I used to go on the moray bodyboard,
Okay. Wow.
Eventually he did build me his own, one board for myself. So yeah, I ended up having my own custom design board from an old longboard that he shaped. So it was pretty awesome.
So that was your cousin?
Yeah, my cousin. He loved surfing as well. So he didn't shape boards, whatever. He just was very arty and, so he said, no, Kenny, I'll shape your board. So he shaped me a board from his old longboard he had in the garage, and that was the start of it,
Okay. Yeah, I see. Okay, so that was Umdloti. Then you got introduced to the Durban beaches, and so when you grew up a little bit more and you were surfing a bit more regularly, which beach on the Durban beachfront was like your home break, and when was that?
Well, when I was about 12, we stayed a bit further inland. We moved from Umdloti, and I could only go to the beach on the weekends. So my dad used to take me and drop me there at like 5 in the morning and leave me there the whole day.
Okay.
So I used to surf Bay of Plenty between there and New Pier on my own. So eventually I made friends with the one girl, Chantal Stenhouse. And yeah, we made it a regular thing for us girls to meet at the beach and just go and surf there every weekend. And then sort of I got into this surfing community contest team. My sister saw how keen I was on surfing. I literally lived at the beach on the weekends. They didn't see me. She just approached Baron Sander, the old Baron Sander back in the day, and she heard him on East Coast radio. He used to do the surf report every morning.
That's right.
And she contacted him, and she said, Baron, please, my sister's like so keen on surfing. Please, can she come and meet you? And yeah, we met up with him, and I started contest surfing. So at a young age of 12.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so here's the next question. So there you are. You just started surfing. You've just started competing. At that stage, who were the women that were dominating the sport, and who were your surfing icons in the women's division? And it doesn't have to be South Africa; it could be globally. Who was the top dogs, as they say, at that point?
Well, I always looked up at Wendy Bosa, Lisa Anderson. Those were my role models back then, being 12. And then when I started surfing contests, jeepers, I was the youngest one there. The rest were probably about 5 or 8 years older than me. There was the likes of Justine Pony, Janet Steele, Kay Holt. Those were the 3 mostly older ladies that surfed. I can't remember the names of the others from the other teams, like Western Province, Cape Town. But it was mostly those 3 ladies that I kind of looked at as my heroes, locally.
Okay.
And, I just started learning from them and watching them surf and competing with them. So it was, and with guys, because being in Natal, I was kind of the only lady surfer around in the younger lady one. And, I just surfed with the guys a bit in some heats when there was no girls to compete with. So yeah, I just learned from a bit of everything there, Carl.
Okay. Yes.
It was quite intimidating, surfing with the guys without being such a sharp person. It was quite hard,
Okay.
but yeah, actually improved your surfing, and yeah, I just got to experience a bit of both worlds, with the guys and the girls.
Wow, man. And then when you were a lighty in the 80s, I presume it would have been the mid 80s for you, somewhere around there. Did you ever aspire or dream to be on a world tour? Like go like nowadays you got the WQS, the qualifying series, and then did you ever think about that, or was that just something that was not for me? What were your thoughts on it?
Wow, that was my biggest dream ever. Like, I got a board once, a second-hand board from Martin Potter.
Okay,
and I always remember riding this board. It was, that round logo with the saint, and I had this board for a while, and it was like a dream. I was surfing so well, and I was stoked with this board. I used to surf there at Bay and Plenty, walk down on my own from my sister's flat. I used to live at his flat because I was like, I just want to surf all day. And so that was my goal. My dream was just to go on this tour. And then I heard, I got sponsored by Roxy back then. It was not much ladies wear. So I used to get guys' baggies and guys' T-shirts. And then Gotcha came around, and I was the first woman to advertise these Gotcha baggies, Gotcha girl baggies.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was the start, and I just was super stoked. And then when I heard about that Rip Curl, the search, I just wanted to go on that. That was my biggest dream. Maybe even I didn't go on the world tour, go on the search boat, which, I didn't ever get there, but, still a dream.
No, sure. And did you ever... So with the whole world tour thing, did you ever do QS contests? Were there, in your day, were there any of those happening around Durban or Cape Town that you could actually get to, that were affordable to get to?
I didn't really do any of those. I wasn't great with contests. I was a bit, shy and nervous, and, I'm not much of a, fighter in the water, fight for waves, not, that kind of thing. I normally just go sit down the way on the end of the peak. So for me, that probably wouldn't be up my alley because I'm not competitive like that in a way. So that was my biggest downfall, not being a fighter in the water.
Okay. But listen, you've won some South African titles, haven't you?
Sorry?
You've won some South African titles, haven't you?
I used to surf in Natal. And then surf every year the SA Champs. So, between Heather, Clark, myself, we won a few SA Champs alternating, She was always my other competitor, rival competitor that I was quite, I couldn't really fight for first place now and again.
Okay. Oh, so you actually are a bit of a competitor. You just downplaying it a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a mid one.
No, cool. And this, so now at the heart of your, I want to speak about your being a Springbok, but before we get there, you spoke about having one of Martin Potter's shapes. In the height of your career, when you were like really cooking on gas and properly ripping, whose boards were you riding back then, Candice?
I was riding safari board, Spider Murphy. So,
Okay.
That was my go-to board, and, I loved it.
Okay.
It took me places, and I remember, just surfing those, and that was the board of forever. I had one board and surfed with that. I didn't really change boards much. It was a little bit costly back then, growing up back at home, it was a bit tough. So we didn't really get boards every 6 months. So I had one board that I literally surfed till it was not rideable anymore, I guess.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's talk Springbok surfing. Okay, so I remember as a lighty, one of the local guys where I grew up, Justin Maish, was in the squad for Brazil in '94. And if memory serves correct, you were in that squad too. Is that right?
Yes, Carl, we went to Brazil in '94 for the World Champs. So, that was amazing. I got my Springbok colours then, and, I travelled to Brazil. So it was my first ever international event,
Okay. How'd you do?
So, very good. I came 11th in the world.
11th, okay. Not bad.
So,
And
I was hoping to do better, but yeah, 11th was pretty good when it's your first event, like, going overseas. I was pretty chuffed with that.
And who won that year, Candice? Who won that ISA world title?
Sure, I can't remember. I've got it written down in my file, but I can't remember that. I can get back to you on that one.
Sure. Okay. Yes. And so did you were a Springbok one time or two, or how many times Springbok?
Twice, yeah, twice.
Twice. Wow. You still got your blazer?
I've still got it, yeah. Haven't worn it many places, but I've still got it.
Okay. Yeah, see, man. And Candice, let's fast forward to where we are today. It's 2025. Are you still surfing much? Are you still actively involved at club level? I mean, hang on, let me back up a bit there. You're on the lower south coast of Natal. Is South Shore Surf Club still going? And if it is, are you involved? And are you still in the water much?
Cool. I did stop surfing quite a while when I had my kids. So, yeah, 10 years I didn't surf at all. Being a mom and a single mom. So I didn't get much time to surf. So in the last couple of years, I've been trying to get back into it, and the sun comes up and work. And so now I'm trying to get fit again, been swimming, bit of walking. I'm just trying to get surfing fit.
Okay.
And trying to get back in the water. I'd love to surf contest again. But, yeah, it's still a bit pressure for me as I want to get a little bit fitter and hopefully one day compete again. Yeah, okay. Just to give it a try. I don't want to, compete much, but just to have one or two sort of more fun competitions just to get back into it. I'd love to do it.
Okay. That sounds interesting. I'm sure a lot of the older folk from your era, I'm sure they'd dig to check you competing again. I know when
a lot of people say, for sure, say to me, sorry, Carl, a lot of people say, Candice, are you going to compete again? I'm like, next year, and I keep pushing next year. So, yeah, I can't keep pushing any longer, getting old, so time's running out.
Oh, cool. Hey, when I watch those Masters champs, and I just, the guy that comes to my mind is Andrew Banks. Yes, as I watch Banksy surf those events. Obviously, I'm not in South Africa anymore, but yeah, you watch it online, and it's just so lekker to check the old guys still come. Not when I say old guys, that's maybe disrespectful, but the old guys, the old dogs, when they're back in the water and they're still competing, it's so lekker to see that. It really is. Yes.
No, it's really great because even I think they had Masters at Saints about a year ago, and I was to watch, and all the likes of Wayne Monk and Greg Inslee and Jason Ribbings and, all the guys, Chris Nutson and all the old guys that I, know so well. Like, you don't see them anymore. And it was so nice to even catch up with them and see them and Grant Baker. And it was really, really awesome to see them all there. And I was like very envious. I was like, wow, geez, I wish I could do it. So maybe there's one day when, maybe next time it's at Saints. I don't like the cold water, so that really puts me off where it is, the competition. So if it's in a warmer place, I'll definitely give it a try, I think, next time. Okay,
well, let's hope it's back at St. Mark's sooner, rather than later, so we can see you compete. And then Candice, Candice, just very quickly, and we'll I'll open the floor up to anything that you want to speak about now. Just, are you teaching surfing? And the reason, are you teaching? And I asked that question because, there seems to be, what I've worked out, a lot of young girls wanting to learn to surf. And, so do you teach surfing? Are you available to teach? If you are, how do people get hold of you? And, so talk to us a little bit about that side of life.
Okay, well, when I moved to the coast, I worked with Anne Brodovich at Surf Action and Hula Girl for many years. So I started doing lessons under his wing, learned a lot from him and lots of yourself. Karl, thanks so much for all the input and advice. I really learned a lot from both of you.
Well, thank you very much. I learned from Anthony.
Yeah, a good teacher for sure.
Yeah, he was.
So, I do lessons in the holidays in my free time. And it is growing. I've seen a lot of youngsters at Southburn Beach. It's so nice to see, and a lot of very young ones from 6 years upwards. So it's so nice to see there's a big surge of youngsters coming through, and it's really, really fun.
Okay.
So, yeah, I do lessons from South Spoon Beach. So anybody can contact me, and, yeah, I'd love to teach them. That's my passion, is just to teach youngsters the love of surfing and what I sort of enjoy the most, being in the water and, doing what I love.
Okay, what we'll do, Candice, after when I edit this whole interview, I will make sure that people can find your contact details for that. So I'll put that in the description box for anybody listening in, that if they want to get their kids to learn to surf and they are in your neck of the woods, they can call you up. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Carl.
No, lekker, man. And Candice, I'm going to open the floor up to you on this one. What is anything you want to speak about, or just are there any fond memories or good times or good laughs you had when you were a latte in the Durban days? If you got any quick war stories or something that pops to mind immediately, here's the time. Share it with us.
Sure, no, Carl, just good old days, and just lovely seeing, the growth in surfing and how big it's got, and, the youngsters, how keen they are. And, it's a whole different fitness, sporting image that people are, It's no longer just, surf and whatever. It's a whole different ball game, surfing now. It's very, very different to when we grew up. So it's so nice to see. It's more like it's all-round sport that you have to be totally, totally involved in it, being fit, eating right, mind right. It's just incredible. And the hype of surfing, even for ladies, I was watching the contest the other day on Pop.
Yes, they've just had the Pop,
yeah. Ladies are brave.
Who won? Who won that? I didn't see who won.
No, I was watching it the other minute. Man, I can't remember, Carl. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I will get back to you on that one. Don't put that in, but I will. Right. Somebody right.
Tyler Wright.
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
Okay. I started watching a bit of the pipe contest, and then I kind of lost a bit of interest when, there was a couple of lay days. And
it was super mellow on some days, so it got a bit boring.
Yeah.
So I kind of just watched the last two events, the sort of finals, semi-finals, just to see. But to me, it's not too much surfing. It's just getting barreled in, unless the waves were huge. So the waves were pretty small and boring. But other than that, I don't watch much surfing.
No,
but
sure.
hopefully get back in the water and not watch so much.
No, sure.
In the future.
No, lekker. Okay, Candice Berndt, it's been absolutely fantastic touching base with you just for these couple of minutes.
Thanks, Paul. It's been a great pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
No, one time. Listen, I spoke to Kay Holt a couple of weeks back, and said to her, hey, why don't you come on the podcast? And our times have been a bit off. Maybe what we can do is have like a 3-way phone call, and just with you and Kay. I know Greg Swart mentioned that to me the other day about doing like a 3-way video call where we can do a podcast and get it out there, So if that's something that you're interested in, it'll be a hoot listening to you and Kay talk about the old days and
yeah, for sure. I always keep in touch with her. Like, she was down this way not so long ago, but we didn't catch up. But we always chat and keep in touch quite often, which is nice to see, No,
lekker. Just very quickly, talking about ladies, speaking about Kay, is Heather Clark still active? Is she still surfing lots and doing a bit for surfing down your way there?
She still teaches down at St. Mark's, and very involved in. I know she was in El Salvador for the Masters.
That's right.
She did very well. Yeah, so she did super well, and I see Cameron Morrison. I used to surf with her too, also doing very well on the ladies circuit. So hopefully get in the water one day with them for a fun. I even said to them we should just do like a fun contest, get all our oldies back in the water, and then it's not so pressure.
No, lekker. No, sweet. Okay, Candice Berndt, Once again, thank you for your
Thank you,
time.
Tom.
It's been absolutely so lekker to have you on here. The first lady to be on Surfing Stuff's Great Surfing Characters
I
podcast.
know you've been hounding me. This is like stressful. I had like nightmares with talking on here, but thanks, Carl, for inviting me. And yeah, I'm not a big talker, but thank you.
No, cool. Listen, we'll catch up soon. You have a fantastic day. Bing!
Cheers, Polly. Thank
Lekker,
you.
man. Ciao.